Hi, my name is Rosalind Lawrence, and this is my response to the question on, do you agree with the author's definition of adequacy, equality, and equity? Why or why not? Justify your answers for each. I do agree with the author's answers that, let's start with adequacy, that it is achieved when all students in whatever school district is treated the same and have access to similar resources. And they're able to achieve this by, like I said, accessing those resources and the things they need so that they can be prepared when they graduate to succeed within the real world. I also agree with the author's definition for equality. I think that equality is when there is fairness within the group. And I think that when you treat every student the same by adapting to their needs and then meeting those students where they are, and that no matter what, every student across the board has a high quality education and are held to the same standards and objectives, regardless of their circumstances and their abilities and their experience. I also agree with the author's definition as it pertains to adequacy. And adequacy is giving all kids the opportunity to obtain that quality education. It is having a minimum level of funding needs for all schools. I do agree that education is the connecting dots for all of these things. However, it is important to note that me as a Black woman, even though I am considered highly educated and by some people's standards, because I am successful and I have a college degree and I work in a field where I'm able to support myself with a pretty decent living. You would think that once I got out of school, got into the real world, that equity, equality, and adequacy would be something that that education would make it possible to put me on a even playing field with other people within my profession. While education is a great starting point, it goes a long way. It is a small portion of the solution to the big problem of systemic racism. We find that even today, longstanding racial disproportionations when it comes to home ownership have even worsened in more recent years for Black Americans. Secondly, we find that a Great Recession left a lot of Black college graduates facing enhancing barriers, like I said, in the housing market and the job markets, and they're what we would consider highly educated. While a bachelor's degree is often a framework as a reliable stepping stone on the path to economic security, we are finding that you got to add to the growing literature that challenges that accepting wisdom of, while a college degree is great and it is a great stepping stone, we got to account for all the laws, the social injustice, the politics that are put into our social structure. So while education is a connecting dot to all of those things, and it does help you, it's just a small component of what is needed to truly be successful in our society. And it's not just race, it's gender, it's social status, so a variety of different things. When it comes to question 2, what are some current issues such as public pension, taxation, deficit that our state is faced with. Our state isn't as impacted by the economy as other states. And a lot of that has to do with the majority of our funding comes from our local districts. We do, however, have a problem with our legislating funding, such as fully funding our insurance, the fact that they haven't raised our pension funds in almost 17 years. At the local level, we're seeing issues in our funding because the schools are in need of certain innovations and resources, but a lot of the locals have that mentality of it was good enough for my kids, so it's good enough for you, or they want to see a decrease in property taxes when we know that school districts rely on those property taxes for bonds and for funding. A lot of our politicians, when asked those questions, they kind of dance and skirt around them. Other hot topics that we're faced with in this state is, of course, the STAR testing and testing in general. And then one of the most current hot topics that people are talking about, right now that's trending is the history curriculum, the content that is being taught in school, and how the legislative people are trying to go around TEA and determine what should be taught in history classes, what should and should not be taught. So thank you so much.